Greg Glassman's back with a new program. Let's get into it. Hey, before we get started, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. That way you don't miss any content coming out here on the channel. So Greg's back. I know you guys have all been watching Wodapalooza over the weekend, and somewhere snuck in the middle of all that, Greg Glassman announced a new program called MetFix, or the evolution of the Glassman methodology, as they call it. Now, the question everyone's asking is, what is it? Is this going to be a direct competitor to CrossFit? Is this something totally different? Will it complement CrossFit? What the hell are we doing here, Greg? Now, in order to figure that out, I do think we need to look back a little at the history of nutrition within CrossFit to figure out where Greg is going with this. People often forget that the base of CrossFit, or the CrossFit pyramid, as you guys have probably seen in the gyms, or as commonly called in the L1, the theoretical hierarchy of development, is nutrition. It'd also be fair to say, though, that far too many gyms and athletes don't actually start there. They start with the metabolic conditioning part, and they skip that nutrition piece altogether. At a bare minimum, they tend to gloss over it. It'd also be safe to say that the nutrition piece within fitness in general has really evolved over the last few decades, particularly as the internet continues to transform how we gather information. And if we're being honest, many CrossFit gyms are pretty comfortable outsourcing the nutritional aspects of coaching because it saves them time and money. Additionally, there are dozens of nutrition companies that have popped up over the years that fit right within the CrossFit space that are perfectly happy and willing to fill that void. Over the years, we've seen tons of different versions of these programs and different nutrition advice. You've seen them come and go. Paleo, zone, macro counting, Whole30, keto, intuitive eating. All of those have been used in gyms, and they're still being used. At the end of the day, though, the line eat meats and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, and no sugar is still the cornerstone of nutritional advice within CrossFit and has been the benchmark for nutritional advice since 2002 when Greg wrote What is Fitness? By my view, however, while CrossFit hasn't really abandoned this nutritional space, they certainly are not currently making it a priority. When you log into their website, you basically just get three slogans thrown at you. You get fitness that sticks, community-driven culture, and workouts tailored to you. There's no mention of nutrition on that landing page, and bluntly, there's a lot of friction in that website to even find nutritional advice. Additionally, the main social, Instagram, which honestly is the only one I really look at, hasn't posted nutritional guidance even in the month of September at all. They do seem to outsource or partner with a nutrition company called HSN, and they advocate for helping affiliates to quote unquote build a nutrition coaching program for those gyms. But partnering with someone and owning that message are two very different things. So it's pretty clear to me that there's a potential void that can be filled with Greg's new program, MetFix. Now, knowing Greg, it's impossible to believe that we're going to see a huge change in the nutritional advice that he's been giving for decades. But by that same token, this is a man who's brilliant. He's incredibly well-read and tends to follow the science as it evolves. So it wouldn't surprise me to see maybe a more updated version of Fitness in 100 Words, or maybe a more detailed breakdown of what it means 20 years later, as he's someone who thrives on learning and using data to prove his hypothesis. I guess we'll find that out as it unfolds. But ultimately, what you came for and what we still need to answer is, what is MetFix? Well, here's what Greg says.
When you come to my gym and I tell you the carbs are fucking gone, you're done with the sugar, it's over. Whoa, 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 whoa. He says, what we have here is a true believer. Sir, you are not going to find audience for any of this anti-soda sugar talk. It's a psychiatric disorder. Like it or not, it comes from an addiction to carbohydrate. This science has been turned into something and used for social control.
It feels like wake up, but I feel like I've had these moments before. We're sicker than ever. Force people to think that they have to do all of these tinkering kinds of things, when in fact, like, the most basic thing is to just start moving and cut out the crap.
You will be handsomely rewarded to talk about everything except the impact that sugar has on human metabolism.
So you want to tell everybody what the name is?
MetFix, metabolic fix.
So we've got the broken and we've got the fix.
We could be the organization of affiliates that provides material that isn't self-serving and worthless.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I'm interested in that.
So there you have it, right at the end of the video. The two things that jumped out at me is that we have broken science currently, and Greg has a fix, and I think that's what he's selling. So here are the details for joining according to their website. First, if you want to be a part of MetFix, it's going to require an invite and a sponsorship from existing members, and there's a 1 to 2 month review and a vetting process. The second thing that they mention is that they're looking for best-in-class gym owners and fitness trainers. And what's interesting to me is when you put these two things together, I think what this does is it's obviously designed to weed out what I believe is CrossFit's greatest weakness as it stands today, which is an inconsistent affiliate experience. The third thing that they mention is that they'll be providing nutritional education with world-class exercise instruction. Now, those last two words are really interesting to me, but if you really put all three of those points together, I don't believe they're indicating they'll be offering programming. I think what they're saying is we're going to go out and get the best of the best, the people that have been brought up under the Glassman methodology, who have 10 to 20 years of experience doing this. So programming isn't going to be something they need to offer because it's going to be ingrained in the DNA of these coaches and gym owners. The other thing I noticed from looking both at their socials and this website is that Greg has put together a pretty special team to roll this out. He has journalist, author, and self-described revolutionary Emily Kaplan, who you guys may remember was my very first guest on this channel for its debut episode. He's also added former CrossFit health director and author Karin Thompson to the team. Now, I know both of these women personally. I can tell you this, though, without bias, that they are brilliant and passionate about health and wellness. They're going to do amazing work, and they will absolutely deliver whatever promises that this program gives. What I don't know yet is the cost of affiliation. I don't know the terms and conditions that come with it, but I think what is clear is from looking at the content that they put out on their website and now on the social channels is that Greg has absolutely not lost his passion for fighting big soda, big pharma, and chronic disease. And he surrounded himself with some pretty brilliant and special people. So it's going to be interesting to see what Greg does next with MetFix.